you're taking that person's life away from them, all those years they spent in jail and stuff, and you're taking away that person from their family.
Hello world, my name is Tristan.
My name is Kimmy.
And you're now listening to Join
the Conversation Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Join the Conversation Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Tristan.
My name is Kimmy.
And before we jump into this week's topic, here's a quick recap of the last episode.
Basically, there's just no support between people nowadays. It's like everybody's battling to be the best of the best. And I understand that everybody wants to be the best. Yes, I understand that. You always want to be, or you always want to strive for a better version. But it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to bring this one down so I can be on top.
So the topic for this week's episode is inspired by the film Central Park 5, which is, I was about to say a series on Netflix, but it's a series, but it's an actual thing. It's a real life thing.
Yeah, it's based off of a real life.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. It's based off of a real life event, but you know, if you're not familiar with the event, you can watch the film on Netflix, which is a very good film. They captured it, I feel like, perfectly. The situation that happened, which was, you know, very, very unfortunate, especially for kids at that age. And basically, the topic is just wrapped around the question of whether or not a person who, let's say, wrongly convict you and send you to jail should, and if, you know, and the truth comes out that they lied, you know, should they do time in return? Because if you think about it, like if they say you did this when you really didn't, and you go off to jail, that's, you know, and especially depending on what the crime is, like murder or anything like that, that's like 10 plus years. So, you know, that's a lot of time taken away from your life, taken away from your family, your loved ones, etc. And it's all behind a lie. So, you know, for some people, especially in the case of the Central Park 5, they, you know, years later managed to get out. But well, that situation is kind of different because she didn't really know. For some reason, I remember in the film, like, her saying, it
was mainly the detective that was kind of doing it. She was the one that was interrogating them, and they're just kids, you know.
I know the detective.
It was a detective lady.
I remember her role in the dirt that she did, but for some reason I feel like I remember the lady herself. I remember one minute she said, "I don't remember," and then she tried to say she did, but I might be tripping on that. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if that person lied and it comes back that it's not true, should, you know, I'm repeating myself, but should that person do jail time? Because like I was saying, it takes away from, that's years away from your life, your loved ones, etc., etc. It basically just ruined your life, your reputation, you know, things like that. So,
and for a person to have that type of record under their belt, you know, it's difficult for them to get a job and, you know, just to start over again because they have that.
Yes, especially if, you know, you get out of jail, you know, you do your time, you might, well, depending on what it is, and you get out of jail, and, you know, you probably didn't do anything, you know, you're innocent, but, you know, they haven't found you innocent yet, and you out of jail now, you serve your time, or I ain't gonna say you serve your time, because if you didn't do it, you serve unnecessary time, but, you know, that's still gonna be on your record, so, you know, that makes it tough on you to find jobs and stuff, so, I don't know, so, that's basically the topic. I'm repeating myself, so we're gonna get right into it.
I do want to ask, like, what do y'all think about that? Like, do you think people that wrongly accused somebody should spend basically the same amount of time as that person that they put into jail? Should they spend that same exact amount of time in there? Personally, I feel like yeah. Because it's not fair.
You're not about to put me in jail all these years and took away from my life, and then the court coming, oh, Mr. Grimes, we found out that you were innocent. Yeah, you're free to go. Like, what? No.
There's gotta be.
Like, whatever happened, he, she, whoever lied on me. It's not, I did all this time for nothing, and a lot of stuff go on behind prison walls. That's, you know, you know, you could die behind those walls and you ain't even did nothing wrong, and that's a risk that person doesn't put on you, and you telling me that, we proved that you did nothing wrong, you're free to go, but there's no consequences for that person. Like, personally, that's just me. That's not fair, and you need to just serve the same amount of time that I did. You need to serve that time because, you knew I didn't do X, Y, and Z. So, but whatever the case.
I don't understand. Personally, I just don't understand why you would even do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, why? What goes on in your head for you to be like, oh, something bad happened to me, and so I'm gonna blame this person, or I didn't like what happened to me, so I'm gonna go blame this person and put them in jail.
Yeah, like you're around the situation, and like I just thought of an example with well, this person make all that noise, but the situation behind Tupac with my favorite artist, but behind Tupac, where, and I wasn't there, and I don't know, we to this personally, I don't think he did, what that lady claimed that he did.
What did she claim?
Basically, he was in a situation where he was in, with some guys. I'm just give it a breakdown. He was with some guys, just chilling, hanging out. A girl came over. I guess he fell asleep in another room.
Oh, wait, what? That was on the movie that we watched.
But she came, screaming, hollering. He was like, what's going on? And she was like,
how could you let them do that?
Yeah, how
to
you
me?
let them rape me, whatever. And ultimately he ended up going to prison behind that for some time, some years. I think he did like 2 years. I don't know. But I mean, with that situation, it still didn't. There was no. He's dead now, so there was never. I don't think they ever had it whether it was proven if he was actually innocent or not. Personally, I don't think he would do that because, especially being an artist, you have women throw themselves at you.
Yeah.
So you're kind of retarded or stupid if you. Well, my fault. I can't say retarded. My bad. You're stupid. You're very stupid to do something like that. That's dumb. I didn't even say retarded, but because that's not an appropriate word to use for that. But
and like, why would he even do that if, like, for his friends or whatever?
Yeah. Like,
what does he get out of that?
Yeah, and for what how the movie portrayed, he didn't really know them guys like that in the first place. So, I don't know y'all like that.
Yeah.
So
he really has no motive behind it.
And the crazy part is he was the only person that went to jail because of it, which, when other guys was there, which is also weird as well because, like, I ain't the only, like, if I'm going to jail, why they not, I'm not throwing the next man under the bus, but, like he was saying, but I'm the only person going to jail in this situation when she said there was several other guys there, where they were. So,
because technically he didn't touch her or anything. She accused him of the one that put her in that situation. So he didn't touch her. He didn't do anything to her.
I don't know. That's something that I just thought off the top of my head. But when it comes to like false accusations and stuff, I did a little bit of small research, not a whole lot. And I kind of already knew this myself, but a lot of those cases the main cases behind things like that is murder and rape. Those are the two main ones, and man, this has been happening ever, prior to the 1900s. So this has been happening for a long time. So, and of course, the court system and stuff wasn't. I wasn't living back then to know, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't worth nothing back then compared to now. But
personally, I still don't think it's like that. I feel like people in the system can still. I'm not saying the whole system's corrupted, but I feel like a good bit of it is corrupted because, like, I feel like people that go into the force, not like military and stuff, but like the people where they make the decisions, I feel like they need to go through a psychological testing. That way their biased sides or their own
I get what you're saying.
doesn't get in the way of Yeah. But some way, somehow, this all can be better.
Yeah.
We don't really know what to do and how to do it. If you're listening to this and you know how to do it and fix it, please let us know how and help us. But just like, there's a better way to do it, because there's a lot of people in the system that has their own personal vendetta, I guess, towards certain type of people. So they're going to do everything in their power to put that person in jail, regardless or whether they're guilty or not. And I think that's really unfair, because you're taking, like you said in the beginning, you're taking that person's life away from them, all those years they spent in jail and stuff, and you're taking away that person from their family. And that's time that you cannot give back. Time is very valuable.
Yep. You only live one life, so ain't no way you about to take all these years from me and then act like everything is kumbaya. Nah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I ain't at that point. I ain't at that type of peace in my life.
I don't think anybody would ever be.
Nah, some people out there, they just, accept, they see it as, it was meant to be or something like that. But for me,
that ain't
I ain't there yet. Like, nah, you ain't about to. You don't. Yeah, but I don't know. It's crazy, and I don't want to go deep into that too. What you just said, because that's a whole nother topic. But a lot of the times, like for instance, I'm gonna kind of bring it towards a race thing for a quick split second. I know a lot of people probably quenching their seats right now, because when it comes to race, it's a touchy topic, quote unquote. But a lot of the times, like for instance, like with and this is, like I say, a completely different topic, a whole nother episode. But with like some police that, let's say they end up killing a black guy or a minority, whatever. A lot of the time, that after the situation happened, and then it's like out of nowhere, we did past research on this person, and they've been posting on their Facebook, 2012 racist things. Like, where was all this about, checking prior to all of this? Like, these are things that need to be evaluated prior to a person getting some type of power. Personally, I feel like, so like,
that's regardless of your race, though. Like,
yeah, regardless of your race, I'm just saying, like, that's just an instant. For instance,
of course,
that I could think of. I think recently, like, I can't remember what. I'm pretty sure I saw it on the news or Facebook, but it was where something happened. I think it was like, white police killing a black person, and then it came out later on that this person has been posting racist things way back, since some year or whatever. And it's like, these are things that need to be checked prior to a person getting in a position of authority like that, because you see the results of it. So, but to stay on topic, not to go off on that, but I don't know, man. It seems to be murder and rape are the main, like I said, the main two things. That when it comes to false accusation, and with murder, I mean,
personally, I think it's hard to put somebody, like, find somebody guilty murder wise, because you have to have a lot of evidence.
Yeah, especially in today's time where technology is way better, way advanced, to prove these things. Like back in the day, I mean, you might flip a coin on that one, because if they didn't have the things, like this person said you was there, you could have been around the scene and you ain't had nothing to do with it, but
nowadays there's cameras everywhere. Like around the corner store, they have a security camera where they can check and make sure, like, but even then there's still a lot of false accusations happening even with all this technology, and that baffles me, because I feel like that shouldn't even happen. And I feel like, even if you didn't put that person in jail, you still falsely accused them of something, and the whole court time of you doing trial and all that stuff, that's still taking time out of their life, and that's you putting their name down. that's still going to make it difficult for them after that trial and stuff to go back to their normal life.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, no, they did it. Don't even know the situation, but they're going to feel like, oh, you did it.
Yeah. So even if they did not spend time in jail, I feel like there should still be some type of consequence that person should go through, because you literally you pretty much ruined their life by doing that. Like, that's how strong your words and accusations are. And I feel like people don't think about that type of power. Like, you as an individual, you have a lot of power. And sometimes people kind of take advantage of that power, especially if you have some type of privilege already. You know? I don't know. There's just so much stuff out there that I feel like this should not even be happening anymore.
But, I lost what I was going to say.
Sorry.
My train of thought about murder, but...
I mean, we can split it up, like, talk about rape and then...
No, I know that, but I'm talking about, like... the thing with murder, I was going to say, like, I kind of already said it, though, I guess.
What?
I was just saying how back then, it was hard to... it's like flipping the coin, because, the technology wasn't there. So if you could have been around the scene and had nothing to do with it, but, that person might say, oh, you was the one that did it. And... you can do time behind it because, they wasn't, the technology isn't where it is, especially if there's no camera around, But now where technology, like, you can do DNA testing, they can do a whole bunch of forensic stuff, fingerprints, all that good stuff to, figure things out. Even though a lot of times, even now, stuff still slide that a person had nothing to do with, and sometimes it still slide, and, they still get jail time from it, and that only comes from, I feel like, the court system being corrupt, depending on who's in there, but corruption in the court system. But with murders, like, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that, but on a rape level, like I said, it's almost the same thing. Like, back then they didn't have all this technology stuff, but now it's a lot advanced. And
but my thing is, this time the accuser is actually alive. For murder, the person that that the victim
I get what
is no longer there, so they can't really state what went on. So it's basically just witnesses that's stating the event.
That could be a tricky situation too, because a lot of times somebody can just set you up.
Yeah.
Like, you had nothing to do with it, but I ain't gonna go into that.
I feel like that happens a lot, honestly. You getting set up for a bunch of stuff. But like you said, with the rape one,
that with rape, especially in today's time. Like, I recently, while I was doing a little small research, I scrolled past something that said,
we say too much.
Yeah. It happens. It'd be like that. I scrolled past something. It was something to do with a person recently getting out of jail for being falsely accused of rape. But like, well, the thing with that, man, I don't know, man. Like, like, murder is one thing, but when you hear rape, it's like,
that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's so different. Like, it brings up different feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
And
it's not something to... Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you good. But it's I don't even know. Like, it's just crazy because like, I don't even know what I want to say. I can't. I guess it's on my mind, but I don't know how to put it in words. It's like, I don't know. Go ahead. What was you about to say? I can't think right now.
I kind of forgot. But,
like, it was just like, with rape, especially in today's time, like, I don't even know. Like, it's crazy because, I mean, it's some women out here, and I don't know. I can't really say. I can only say for women, because I never heard of a man saying, "Oh, that's gonna rape
Oh,
me.
listen.
I know it happens. Don't get
Yes.
me wrong, but you mostly hear about
women.
women, and it's crazy because a lot of times, and we've seen this with celebrities lately. Like,
Yeah.
in fact, with Chris Brown, like the situation. I guess he was in London or somewhere, and the girl said he raped her.
What?
And then, it was proven false, and then he like turned around, I believe, and sued her.
I would too.
Yeah, I think he would too. But it's just like it's crazy because it's so like, man, I don't even
Get
know.
it out.
Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy because, like, for instance, like we was talking about this prior to even recording, but I was telling her like, you can't be it's I ain't gonna say you can't be, but it's hard on a female if she's known to mess with Dick, John, and Harry. You know, she mess around with the block. Let's say that I'm doing slang right now, but she messed around with a lot of guys, and then she get in a situation where she was actually raped, and it's very, very hard, and it defeats her credibility to come out and say this person raped me when she's known for messing with a lot of people. And we were just talking about that like briefly prior to this, and I was just stating that like I feel like it's hard for a woman who, you know, if they're in that situation.
And he's not saying it's okay.
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
He's not trying to put
your
that.
body is your body at the end of the day. I ain't judging nobody. I'm,
Yeah.
whatever you do with your body and your personal time and your life, they ain't got nothing to do with me. But I was just saying to her, like, man, it's probably like super duper tough and hard for a female or for a woman, to, come out and even say that like this actually happened. It's a real thing, and people believe her, or the court system, or I ain't gonna say the court system because court system don't really know your background, but people to believe you when you're known for that. So
yeah, I think it's also difficult for a man to come out and say they were raped because you're a man. You don't.
And a lot of times, like, oh my bad, go ahead.
You're good. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, like, because it just ran across my mind real quick. Like, a lot of times, especially because we don't hear, like, I don't watch interviews, stuff like that, with celebrities. Quote unquote.
This man loves to watch interviews
Anyway,
24/7.
I like to learn stuff, but I can't remember who, but they were speaking on how they were raped when they was a child by an older woman, and from a guy standpoint, it's like you probably like you don't see it as something wrong. Like we're kind of weird as guys. I don't even know how to describe it, but
Your guys is y'all have
like,
a big pride.
Like it's not like for us. Like man, if I'm wrong for saying this, please forgive me. But try to understand what I'm saying because I'm probably not saying it right. But for guys, it's like a quote unquote like cool points if you lost your virginity to somebody older and stuff like that. It's like weird. Like I don't know.
It's double standards.
Yeah, it's like double standards.
Ain't it? Ain't it double standards?
No. We talking about rape. What are you talking about? What?
I don't know.
What
Never mind.
about? I don't know what you talking about, but I'm saying like for a guy who may have been raped by an older woman.
Oh, I get what you're going
Yeah,
at.
like sometimes like you can't go to your homies and be like, man, yo, this girl raped me, dog.
Yeah, because it would have been like,
whoa.
what? What are you talking about?
And be like, bruh, you got something from an older woman? Were you tripping?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like hard for a guy to like, and a lot of times, like, you would be manipulated to believe like, oh, this is fine, this is okay, like I'm a man, woo. But when in all reality, it's wrong. Like you shouldn't be 9 years old and a 30-year-old taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's very weird and different for guys, but with females, man, it's like,
It's flat out.
yeah, it's just flat out.
But at the same time,
Crazy and
also, no, it's flat out wrong regardless, either gender.
Yeah.
But I feel like for both sides have their struggles of coming out and saying it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I feel like scrolling through the news and all that stuff, because I have this app called, I don't know what it's called. It's like news. It's local news, basically. And it's got like highlights. No, I don't have that app. I have that app, but I have a different one. Okay. But it just has a lot of, articles talking about how women are putting these men in jail for rape, but they didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. It's because they just regretted the whole night. Mm-hmm. And
I'm sure there's a good bit of situations like that where they might have been out, got drunk, whatever, or they was feeling this guy, hooked up with this guy, and this guy may have curved them, whatever, and then in retaliation, in the heat of the moment and in their emotion, they might would have, flipped and said, "Oh, he raped me," and then boom, it's a big situation, and then just. He can't, it's hard for him at that point, like, because y'all actually had intercourse, but granted, it's consensual.
Yeah.
But, which is, I'm probably going to get so much heat, but, and I just thought about this because I thought about what I said. All right. So.
It's not funny.
It's not a funny topic, but it's like crazy. It's just a crazy topic because I know there's going to be people out there that's going to understand what we're saying, and there's going to be some people that's out there mad. But it's okay. This is a platform where we want to have these discussions, and
feel safe about
having these, having these discussions, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes, whatever.
Yeah.
But, and it's like a learning environment, because we're all from different backgrounds, different cultures, whatever.
Yeah.
But, hear me out. Check me out. So... I've seen this a lot where a lot of people be like, I'm trying to think about this, because at the same time, because I want to make sure I put it in the right way, because where it makes sense, because it is wrong, and then at the same time it's like it's an in-between thing depending on how it go.
Go ahead.
All right, so a lot of people feel like it's wrong when there's, if a girl get drunk, have relations with the guy.
Get drunk?
Yeah. Okay. Let's say they get drunk. I don't really hear about high stories, but let's say high, whatever, and just have relations with, sexual relations with the guy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, a lot of people feel like that guy took advantage of them. I don't know, like...
I get what you're coming at, but at the same time, it's wrong. But also, at the same time, that girl put herself in that situation.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on the situation, though.
Yeah.
Like...
I feel like a lot of girls are gonna hate me too for like siding one way or the other. There's no sides really, and there's no good sides.
It's our opinion, like
because each situation is different. We're not saying that rape is okay because they put themselves out there. No, it's not okay. But you gotta look at the whole situation itself.
You gotta be an adult, like especially if you're an adult. If you're drinking, you should be an adult in the first place. But you can't be out somewhere at a random bar. A guy come up to you like, "Hey, let me buy you a drink." Like, First off, all right, let me flip roles. I'm gonna pretend like I'm a female, right? I'm gonna imagine me being a female. Chill out. I'll imagine me being a female. If I was a female and a random dude come up to me, or I'm out, at the club, whatever, chilling, and said, "Hey, let me buy you a drink," don't buy me nothing. Personally, this is just me. Some females, though, they'll say, "Okay, sure."
It's just the heat of the moment, too.
Yeah, I understand that, but
some females.
My bad. But with everything going on, especially on the news, I feel like it's at a point where a female just fly out, just say no, or just tell them, "Nah, buy me a bottle instead." Make sure the lid's still on there. It ain't never been popped open. Yeah. All right, cool. But for them to give you a drink, if you take the drink, you offer, accept the offer, examine the cup. I'm doing all type of crazy stuff to make sure, because.
Or just watch the bartender make it.
Yeah, something like, or, actually watch. Don't just sit there and vibe off. Watch the bartender and then watch this person that, mainly it depends, because sometimes the bartender give it to the guy, he'll bring it over to you. You gotta watch. You gotta be careful.
Cautious.
But I'm getting sidetracked because this topic it got a whole bunch of stuff going on in my mind, and we're probably all off topic. We're all off topic and on topic at the same time. But I just want to say, like, with that, it's like a 50-50 thing emotionally and opinion wise for me, because I feel like you got to know your surroundings. Notice, there's too much stuff on the news and stuff that's going on that people shouldn't be acting clueless anymore. So you got to be careful when you out and about. And at the same time, like, if you with this guy and you vibing and y'all get drunk and y'all have a relation, I feel like at the same time you can't forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you can't say he raped me, he took advantage of me, or whatever. Because it's one hand, you got to be responsible for yourself, you're an adult. And in the other hand, it might be a situation where y'all both just had a good time and y'all went back, had relations, and then the next morning when you come to, you might have regretted. You might have a dude back home, you know, whatever, and then you just be like, oh, he took advantage of me. Even though we had a good time last night, whatever, you took advantage of me, you raped me. I feel like you can't, and that's it. It's like in both hands, like a 50-50 thing for me. You can't. I feel like it's just me. You can't do that. What do you think about that? Like, if not to throw it on you, but because it might be different. Because I'm a guy, you know, it's a different thing for us how we see it. But for females, they see it differently.
For me, honestly, I see exactly the same way as you do. But I think it's, like you said, it's 50-50, and the situation really depends. But for you to be an adult like that, you should know your limits and boundaries. You should know, hey, after this amount of drinks, I need to cut myself off because, you know, I need to still be cautious and need to know what is going on around my surroundings, and I need to know that I'm still able to make the right decisions if I need to make decisions. Yeah. And most of the time, I feel like sometimes it's because girls are out there, or females, women, whatever. You're out there drinking because something's going on in your relationship. You're feeling down, you're feeling insecure, whatever it may be. But you're out there, and a guy comes up to you, and he buys you a drink, and you say, yeah.
Trying to forget like your problems, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I feel like most of the time, if a woman is out there by herself, that's probably the case.
That's a thing too.
Yeah, so you're kind of already let your guard down because like you've given up,
and you just want like you going through you going through a bad situation. You just trying to find some light somewhere. I get that.
Yeah, but that doesn't give the guy.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
They feel like, oh man, she's low, let me take advantage of her.
It is just me. I can't understand that with guys. Like,
guys are very different. I can't
understand how would you would force somebody to do something. I can't relate. Like, when you hear it and you think about it, this is just for me. It sounds crazy. It sounds completely crazy to me. Like I don't understand it. Like, why would you rape somebody? Why would you want to force somebody against their will to get something? Because, all right, let's be real. There's prostitutes out here. Granted, you got to pay, but yeah, there's prostitutes out here. There's a lot of females, you know, they're just willing to, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you got to force somebody. It's just weird to me. I feel like you need your ass beat. But my bad.
No, you're good. I saw on Instagram. It's real. Look it up. I think her name's like Rachel something. Dang, I forgot. It's on Facebook, actually. She's a 19-year-old college girl, and she's from Chicago. Man, I need to find the article. Already, but she's from Chicago. She goes to college. She's 19 years old, and she was walking back to her car, and a man was catcalling her. You know what catcalling means?
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, but then,
I know what I mean. Yeah, I know what I mean.
Well, you know.
Hey, yo, mom. Oh, my bad.
But he was catcalling her, so she ignored her. You know, she continued on, and just went to her car, and he got mad, and like beat her, and literally raped her in her car. What goes on in your mind to do that whole entire thing? That like really made me mad because
so
like
that's where all that become from on Facebook.
I
didn't know. You know, I didn't know the situation, but
that just got me heated.
One, somebody should dive in his shit. Excuse me.
Well, he went to jail. I'm pretty sure he went to jail because he had a mugshot.
He would have been out of here, but I ain't. You know.
But like, what goes on in your head for you to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's just
you're a lot off. But
yeah, she's a 19-year-old girl. Her life just started.
Guys we get curved out here every day, bro. It ain't that serious. It's not that deep. If you get curved, bro, you get curved. It's too many. It's 1 billion women in the world.
Yeah.
For you to get mad and beat her up and rape her, like
he literally
you need to be out of here.
Beat her to death and raped her. So she's gone now.
Wait, she's
dead.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So like, just what goes on in your head? She has no way to even, you know. She couldn't really protect herself. She's not that big. And woman is but so strong.
Yeah. Some women
are strong. Woo! But like, you know what I'm just saying. Like,
I know what you're saying. It's just
it's ridiculous. There's all these different situations. Like, that was kind of off topic, but that just kind of popped up in my head now that we're talking about that type of stuff.
I'm here sweating.
I'm here. Me too. It's hot. We can't really turn the fan on because you'll hear it.
But yeah, that's crazy. That's sad. That's just very sad.
Yeah, and it's just like, but at the same time, there's women out there that's literally taking advantage of rape and just accusing men that they regret sleeping with.
Like, this is a serious thing that really happened to
yes.
people. And for some women to be out here
falsely accusing somebody.
Someone, you know, can take away a lot of the credibility from women that it actually happened to. It's just crazy.
Well, like, going to the bar thing is also an issue because women would go out to the bar and just let their guard down.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need to be more cautious about that. And, you know, if you do feel low and down in your life, bring a friend. Somebody.
Bring several friends.
Yeah, bring somebody, more than somebody, out there.
Put Risha with you.
Oh, gosh.
Put Risha on go. She'll dive in somebody's stuff quick.
But somebody that will just protect you from all that stuff, because there's a lot of psychos out there.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like with all this stuff going on, if you're a female, don't travel anywhere by yourself.
Yeah.
At all. I know. You could literally be in your own neighborhood, and you feel like, man, I know all these people. This will never happen to me, but man,
you never know.
You never know, and it's tough for a female out here, man.
Damn, I'll bring up another topic. I don't really know if this is all going along with the topic anymore, but Uber. Uber drivers out here. The whole incident about this girl went missing, you know, and the Uber driver raped her and stuff.
The USC situation, right?
I'm not sure. There's more than one situation.
I know it's more, but the one I'm thinking about, I know. Go ahead, my bad.
We talked about it at work. But
I'm sure we're talking about it. Yeah, that's the USC in Columbia 5-point situation. Yes.
Yeah, but like, see, simple as that. You're literally just getting a ride. You have nothing to think about it. You're getting in a car because, you know, it's your Uber driver. You have somewhere to go.
That's kind of
that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, that situation is a whole different topic because that's a lot of stuff that go on with that. But
yeah,
I get what you're saying. Continue what you're saying.
Yeah, but like that stuff like that, I'm not really sure if this is all going against or along the topic anymore, because it's the whole like falsely accusing somebody. Those type of events that we just talked about are serious, and for people to take advantage of the seriousness that goes along with rape it's mind-blowing.
Rape or murder, really.
Yeah.
But morally rape, because you hear so much about rape, really. So.
And it's just, I feel like I personally, I don't know if this is true or not, but I just feel like women do it more often. Yes, I'm a woman, but at the same time, you have to understand what you're putting yourself into and what type of environment you're about to surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, he did this to me. My dog, you need to think about what you're putting yourself into. You can't just keep crying, oh, I'm a girl, I don't have a lot of strength, yada, yada, yada. I know it's difficult to be a girl out there, but at the same time, you have to find strength within yourself. And it's time for us to, you know, I don't want to say it like this, but like, man up.
Yeah.
And, you know,
woman up.
Yeah, woman up. And just find ways to protect yourself, because there's a lot of mean people out there and cruel people out there.
Yep.
And we can't we can't rely on somebody else to protect ourselves. But with that being said, you can't put yourself in those type of situations and expect nothing to happen. If you're putting yourself in those type of conditions, like drinking to the point where you don't even know what you're doing anymore. You're out there standing on the bar and dancing, you know, and you know, you're just going crazy. You need to have a friend that'll kind of bring you down and be like, hey, you know, you're kind of causing, you know.
I mean, with that, it's not wrong with having fun, but
no,
making sure you have a dependable friend.
Yeah.
I would say more than one that's going to make sure, like, hey, you ain't getting in no situation with somebody that you know, some strange guy, and because
guys out there, there's a lot of
weirdos and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos out there.
But what I'm saying is, like, just make sure you have, like, if you're gonna go out, go out with somebody that you trust, more than one. I would say more than one person, because you know things happen in circle, because you might have a hater friend, and they put you in a crazy situation. I'm telling you, it's real, but
it is real. I'm sorry, I feel like you can hear that.
I don't know, but like, you gotta make sure you have somebody that you can trust, more than one person with you. There's nothing wrong with going out having fun, going crazy, all up on the table. Cool, do your thing, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
make sure that you have somebody with you that's gonna make sure that you're good. They're not gonna let some random guy just take you home and be like, "Oh, go ahead, girl, go have fun." Like, no.
And I feel
he can get your number. Your number or something, but your friend need to be like, "All right, you got,
she's not in the right state of mind right now."
She ain't gotta simply say that. Just simply say, "All right, we getting ready to take her, and we about to go somewhere else," and y'all go back on the dance floor. Like, just end it. Like, after he get numb, y'all had a conversation, whatever. And that, as a friend, you should end that and be like, "All right, we taking our girl over here. Like, she hit you up tomorrow or something, if she want to. Like, in the morning when you good and sober, your friend could be like, hey, I don't know if you remember this, but a guy talked to you at a thing, got your number, whatever, and he wanted you to go somewhere with him, but we said did that and brought you with us because we don't want to put you in that situation." Like, that's a true friend. I feel like, I mean, like, I'm speaking about females, and it's the same thing for guys, because guys can get raped too, I guess. I mean, my bad. I didn't mean to say I guess. Forgive me. I did not, because I had something else in my mind. I ain't gonna say I guess. My fault. I was gonna say the other thing that popped in my mind was guys can get raped too, and I don't forgot it. Now that sound bad. I'm so sorry. It did. Take it away from me.
No, like, men can get raped too and can be put in those type of situations. It's hard because there are sneaky women out there that will pop a little pill in your drink,
that's
take advantage of you. Especially if you're rich and you got money, you're known, you're popular. There's a lot of sneaky females out here. No, we're all not innocent. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of sneaky females out there that will do those grimy things. But, like we said, this all does not give a person the right to rape somebody. Mm-hmm. Just because they're at a vulnerable stage, or they're at a stage in their life, or, they're not right in their head at the moment, does not mean you force yourself in them. Yeah. That is absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
No, my bad. I was just gonna say that's what had popped in my mind, and then I was answering something in my mind while I was saying I guess. My bad. But that's what I was trying to get on. Like, it can happen to guys too, and in situations like it popped in my mind about the club. How we explain it for females. That can happen to a guy as well. Mm-hmm. In a different way, of course. I don't think a guy get drunk. Like, it'll be that type of situation where a girl get them drunk and then be like. I mean, it can't happen. Don't get me wrong. And if guys, man, it's so different, because
that's a whole
as
different.
A guy, like, your friends might be like, "Oh yeah, bro, go home with her." So it's kind of different. But
it's all really different, because for guys, it's like, it's a good thing if you
like I said,
quote unquote tap that.
We're weird,
but
we ain't got the greatest sense when it comes to something like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not right for a woman to force a guy to have sex with him. Yeah, if he doesn't want to.
Of course. And a lot of times, my fault. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it just popped in my mind. Like, a lot of times, it could be a girl trying to force a guy to lay down with them. Especially, like, let's say if they're rich, maybe trying to get a baby off of them, trying to force that guy to lay down with them, and the guy reject them, and then they be like, "Oh, so you're gonna reject me? I'm all this, I'm bad." Mm-hmm. You raped me, boom, and then run out there and say that this person raped them.
I feel like that happens a lot.
I'm sure it happens.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I remember.
That's why rich
reading
people
things that happen like that.
That's why rich people have good lawyers.
Yeah,
but I feel like if a man is falsely accused for rape, the woman should spend, if they did go to jail, mm-hmm. they should spend the same amount of time as the guy spent in there. Vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa.
And
that's the ultimate thing we try to get to
yeah,
this topic. We've been all over the place, but
yeah. But I feel like this is such a, a heated topic that nobody wants to state, because it's not really a topic that you would be like, oh, let's have a coffee and talk about this, you know. But it's something that needs to be said, and it's something that needs to be talked about, and, just bring awareness to. Because there's a lot of people out there that has probably been raped, but they're afraid to say something because, they don't want to be looked at a certain way. They don't want to, they have, like you said, it's a girl that is known for having a past with many men, and they get raped. But people are judging them because of their past and what they've done. So they're afraid to say something because of that.
Yeah, because people will see her as not being credible.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah.
A man can be, a little boy out there and come back and say the exact same thing. But I feel like if you really falsely accuse somebody, you really need to spend some type of consequence. Even if the person you accused wrongly of didn't go to jail, there needs to be some type of consequence. I don't know whether it's like they sue you money-wise or you just... Yeah. I really don't know.
Even if that person alive, because you got to think about that too. Like a lot of times, depending on what you're accused of, especially if it's rape. Like, let's say, I'm gonna use this example. Let's say you're a female. I'm sorry, ladies, but let's say a female falsely accuses a guy of rape. He go to jail. He gets out. They find that he didn't do anything, and that girl has a family member who, when it comes to family, you're gonna always stick up and stand behind your family. So they might be like, "Nah, he did that jump. He out. I'm gonna go handle him," and then that guy get killed, and then he
was literally killed for nothing.
Yeah, or it might not even get that far. It might just simply be where the girl say this guy raped her, and the police didn't get to him first, and then her family members go over there, or somebody go and take care of him, and then it comes out after the fact that he didn't even, or maybe the situation hit her hard, and she didn't expect her family to do that. Then she come out and say, "Oh, he did do this," and then I think when it comes to that point, I think that person goes to jail, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I feel like that has happened before, and we read it on news articles and stuff.
But y'all get the gist of what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying. But
I don't know. There's just so many situations out here. It's not just about rape, because I feel like that's what we mostly spent the time talking about. It's not just rape. It's murder. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Murder, burglary. It's all this stuff. But rape and murder were the main things that he mainly saw when he did his research. So it's just bring awareness to it and just be cautious.
I think the main thing, really, my bad, but the main one is just, and the biggest topic even now today is rape over, more than murder, but mostly rape. So that's why I guess we spent a lot of, I don't even remember what all we said, but
we spent a lot of stuff.
I think we spent a majority of the time on rape, but I feel like, it was because it's more of a really big thing compared to murder. Granted, murder, not putting that under the rug, but it's still,
murder is still a very, very
like you normally look on the news, you hear about rape a lot.
But I feel like rape,
situations like that.
I feel like rape is a little bit more difficult to prove whether you're guilty or not, because there's so many different aspects there. Like, hey, you said the guy may have been right because say y'all had intercourse, and like I think you've said this already. At that time, you was cool with it, but then next day you're like, oh man, I don't think I should have done that, and then you come out and cry rape.
Yeah.
And that's
and that guy can't,
that guy can't do anything because obviously they're gonna believe you.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing he can do to prove that it was consensual.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty hard, I feel like.
I feel like it's difficult.
Or they're gonna throw at him, oh, you knew that she was intoxicated, you shouldn't do anything. So,
but at the same time, if you're both intoxicated and you both said yes, I don't know. It's a touchy topic.
Yeah, I would just say if you in a situation like that, you go out, you get drunk, woo,
Have a friend.
Have a friend.
Friends.
So your friends can protect both of y'all from even being in a crazy situation like that.
And don't falsely accuse somebody.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get at. Is the main question of this whole episode is, should a person spend time if they've wrongly accused somebody? Mm-hmm. Or do some type of bidding if they've wrongly accused somebody? Because really, falsely accusing somebody can really, really ruin their reputation. Say, they're still in college and they're trying to pursue this dream, but then you're out at a college party and a girl or a boy, woman or a man, accuse you of something, but you didn't do it. Now you're in jail. Now your whole life's falling apart. Now you can't be what you want to be. And you go out of jail, and people are still looking at you a certain way, and you can't get a job, can't do anything anymore. It's hard to get anything done because you have that record. But bottom line is, you didn't do anything. Even
if you were proven not guilty, people still gonna feel like, there's
if
still gonna be people out there that's gonna say
you're guilty.
You're guilty. Yeah. Granted, you might not have that record up under you anymore, but let's say it's a job you're trying to apply. Like, let's say for example, we live in South Carolina. Like South Carolina is very small. Everybody kind of know each other, or know of somebody. And let's say you try to work for a job, and somebody in there may kind of know you and heard that story from a friend, something, down the line, and translate, and they go to their boss and be like, oh, I heard about, he beat the case, but and then that boss might be like, we're not going to accept you, and they probably ain't going to tell you why. They probably just going to be like, in their minds, they're just going to think, we don't know, you beat the case, but we don't need that in our environment, so we're not going to hire you. So it still can ruin your life overall. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. So I feel like whoever has put you in that situation should do some type of bidding. Yeah. Whatever it may be. Because like I said, the whole trial period is a very lengthy period. Mm-hmm. And throughout that period,
a lot of money.
Yeah, and that too. And throughout that whole period, your name is getting dragged down the whole entire time. And all of a sudden, boom, hey, I'm not guilty.
Yep, and the streets will spread it.
Yeah, and there's news. Like,
people
technology.
Find out before anybody else will find out. The streets will find out before anything.
Yeah. So, and plus it's dangerous because you can't really go home because like you said, what if somebody out there retaliates and finds justice for that girl or that man for themselves?
Thinking that they found justice, and thinking that they found justice, and then you turn out to be innocent.
Yeah. And that person gets into jail. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, it really is. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy situation.
It's just, and there's a lot going on with it, but I feel like we've been just going.
Yeah, we were going off on this.
Yeah.
This episode probably way longer than we meant it to be. It touched a lot of emotions. It was crazy. Like, it touched some anger in you. It just,
it's a lot going on.
Because it's just...
And people don't like to talk about this type of stuff.
Nope. This is why welcome to Join the Conversation podcast.
And we're not trying to start the conversation.
Yeah, and I want to make this clear. Just in case, because there's always going to be somebody out there. Y'all find this funny. Shut up. I want to hear what you say.
We don't find any of this funny.
No, I got it.
Go ahead.
Because,
Go ahead, big man.
We can box it out if you want to, but...
Don't do that.
I just want to go and make this clear. We don't find none of these topics funny. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It's something serious. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine a female friend I have and she come and tell me that this guy raped her. Ain't no telling what I would do to that guy. So...
Shoot, I can't imagine that, period. Shoot, can you imagine somebody raping me?
I ain't gonna speak on it because metaphorically, I will speak slick, so like Gates say, speak slick so the charges don't stick. But I ain't gonna speak on that. But my bad. What I'm trying to say is we don't find none of this stuff funny. Mm-hmm. We're just having a conversation about this where not necessarily making light of the situation, but
there's really
you got to find light in the darkness some way, somehow, you know, because at the end of the day, this stuff is real. Stuff like this happen. And if you're a person that this happened to, you cannot let that hold you down for the rest of your life.
No.
Life moves on. You know, if you're a person that been raped before,
we're very
extremely sorry that, you've been in that situation, I wish it, and pray that it, or I ain't gonna say pray, but wish that it never happened to you, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all get the gist of what I'm saying, but when we have these conversations, it's just a lot that run through our mind, and we want to make sure we're just engaging in the conversation. It's just making it clear that way.
Yeah, for us, this is we used to do the whole outline thing, but now it's just like we kind of just come up with a topic, or most of the time we scroll through social media and
don't give away our sauce. Don't tell people our secrets. Somebody might steal our stuff.
You're right. Okay.
I'm just playing. But we're just passionate about having these conversations because there's a lot of people out there that may have these same thoughts, but they're scared to speak on it. And I'm a step. We don't care. I don't care. So we brought this podcast together so we can have these conversations, and so we can heal each other and help each other and become better as human beings and better this world this crazy and sick world that we live in right now. Because at the end of the day, and I always, this is something I always say to myself, and et cetera, but this is something I want to challenge other people who may not have this thought process. But at the end of the day, and this this kind of falls within racism, et cetera, it falls on everything. At the end of the day, I'm saying, my bad, I'm procrastinating, but what I'm saying at the end of the day is we all live on this one planet together. No matter what, we can't go to a different planet and live in a different planet unless you want to croak over and die, because ain't no oxygen over there. I think they might have found, I ain't gonna go into that scientific stuff, but at the end of the day, we live on the same planet. We gonna see somebody of a different race, unless you live on the outskirts by yourself and you get everything shipped to you and you don't have to see nobody or some crazy stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we all live on the same planet. We all gonna see each other, different races,
different opinions.
It's 2019 about to roll into 2020. It's time that we just
come together as one.
Shut up with all the dumb stuff and come together as one. Because at the end of the day, we all share this planet. Was already all blessed with this planet given to us to live on, to enjoy life, the beauty of life and nature, and etc., and enjoy each other's presence. So it's like, I don't know. I'm getting off what I'm thinking about. But.
It's just basically our purpose is not to joke around about all these topics we're talking about, because these are all very serious topics. We just want to start the conversation for y'all to join in. I said that really funny.
Said that country. Join in.
But we want to start the conversation for y'all to join in, so you don't feel the burden of having to start it, because this is an uncomfortable topic. Like all our other topics, I feel like some of them have been uncomfortable to, probably listen to or talk about, because this is not really something you would sit at a coffee shop or sit around a table while you're eating dinner and talk about. For us, for him and I, this is something we usually talk about. Not this topic, but topics like we've talked about prior. Sometimes we would just be laying down or driving, and all of a sudden it pops up in our minds, or you're just thinking. And we want you to feel comfortable to think about these type of issues, because it's a real thing. It's not fake. And it's not just for TV, and it's not just for all that stuff. This is stuff that's actually happening all over the world every day. And it's something we need to be cautious about. It's not just this topic. It's about literally everything we've talked about so far and more. But after this episode, like he said, we're not joking and we're not laughing about all this stuff. It's just we want to start something for y'all to feel comfortable joining into, if that makes any sense. I don't know. And it's fine if you do not agree with what we're saying about any of this stuff.
That's why you leave a comment.
Yeah, you leave your comment, you leave your opinion. That's what it's for. That's what this platform is all about.
I'm not going to judge. I'm interested in learning and hearing other people's opinions and thoughts on things like this.
For us,
that's how you learn.
Yeah, for us, I feel like we're very open-minded, and we try to see how you see things, because, like you said, that's how you learn. Mm-hmm. And just for you to take in the, how someone else feels and someone else's opinion about certain topics, I think you learn a very, very different side of you if you do that. Mm-hmm. If you just if you listen and think about it. Because I feel like nowadays it's difficult for people to listen to somebody's opinion and actually listen to it. I feel like they're just listening to their voice, but they're not taking in any of what they're saying. Mm-hmm. And we want y'all to actually take in what we're saying and think about it yourself. No, you do not have to agree with us. We want you to think about this topic that we're talking about right now and our past topics and more in the future. Think about it for yourself, and how do you feel about it? Mm-hmm. And this is why we have the comment section on, and this is why we give out our email for y'all to email us how you feel about certain things. Like if you email us your opinion and say, hey, I don't want this to be put out there, and you want it private between you, me, and him, it's fine. We'll do that. We're two people that are willing to start a conversation for you to feel comfortable in. If that makes any sense.
The ultimate goal is to improve us as a people in life.
Yeah.
I say that. I just simply put it that way. It's to just heal and better each other. Mm-hmm.
Because talking does help. Talking about certain stuff helps out with a lot of things, and I don't know.
And if you're a person that have been raped, or you're a person that been, like I said, well, I keep getting saturated, but have been raped, and you're a person that, or even a person that hasn't. What I'm trying to say is a person who has been raped, or a person who's been raped but haven't spoke up about it. There's different avenues and different places, people you can talk to, etc. To speak up. I encourage. What I'm trying to say is I encourage you to speak up about it,
regardless.
Either you're gonna either speak up about it or find some type of peace. Because a lot of times, and I feel like you're not gonna find peace unless it comes out. So
yeah.
Whether it's therapy, whatever. I'm just saying, don't allow it to hinder you in life and hold you down and hold you back forever. Find some peace. Just, yeah. That's what I'm just trying to say.
Yeah. I don't want to be the bad guy on this aspect, but at the same time, don't wrongly accuse somebody.
Yeah, of course.
With that type of topic or with that situation. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Our opinion is, if you, what this topic is about, if you
haven't gotten it yet already.
Yeah, if you've
still confused.
If you basically, should a person who wrongly convicts someone, and that person does jail time, whatever, let's say jail time, of course, should that person do the same amount of years that person was given?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to say. Or did. So
I think we're just all over the place with this topic. We merely just focused on rape, but basically, I don't know how many times we've said it already throughout the episode, that's the main big question here.
Yeah.
And we would really love to hear y'all's opinion through the comment section, or email us email us your opinion, comment your opinion, whatever. We have Instagram now, so you can comment on there too, and you can follow us.
I'd love to get to a point where we can go live and just have this random, go live with people, and just talk about different things.
We would love that.
Learn from each other.
If that's something y'all would love to have us do. It obviously wouldn't be a whole episode.
Yeah, of course not.
It would just be something we would do live, on Instagram.
On some day or something,
Yeah.
Free time, whatever.
So if that's something you guys are really up to,
follow away.
Yeah. You'll find us on Instagram at jtc.podcast. So, and then SoundCloud is obviously Join the Conversation Podcast, and Apple Podcasts is Join the Conversation Podcast. Just, a little self-promo. But we're pretty much coming to an end now with this topic. We do want y'all to think about that question, should a person do time if they've wrongly accused somebody? Because I'm not going to get into it anymore.
That's good. I think hopefully they got it.
Yeah. Just think about that. Let it, marinate in your head. Sorry about those noises. But that's, yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Top of that drained me.
Yeah. It's very draining.
Yeah.
Just comment, like we said already. I said this prior already. Just, man.
Repeating someone.
Yeah, I know. Just comment down below. Message us. Cool.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Yep. So, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Join the Conversation Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Tristan.
My name is Kimmy.
And we will catch you on another episode of Join the Conversation Podcast. Oppo.
Stop that. No.